Hey everybody, it's Delana. Welcome back to my show. Today I want to talk about three things in particular. One, the ratings are in for With Love Megan, and so I want to talk about that. Two, she has more responses to her critics and those people that love her show, which is the silent majority that aren't saying anything. So she has some comments to them as well. And third thing, what advice would you have from her? I read some advice from Tina Brown, who's the former chief at Tatler, and she's the one that said that Meghan Markle is flawless at getting it all wrong. So wanted to break those down for you. And again, please like, share, subscribe. This is a new channel to me, so if you subscriptions are very greatly appreciated. So let's stick with me. We're going to break it down. So the first thing I want to talk about is ratings. So the initial ratings are in for With Love Megan. So in the first 10 days, she did 12.6 million viewer hours, which is actually pretty good. That's compared to Kate Hudson's show that came out at the same time. She had a show called Running Point, and that had 61.8 million watching hours. So considering that Hudson's movie probably had a wider audience base, I think that's pretty good. She also ended up in the top 10, number 10 of the top 10. And also compared to her documentary with Harry and Meghan, in the first 3 days when it debuted, they had 81.6 million views. And then after the first week, it was 97.7 million. And then the second week after that, they had another 40 million. So, like, good for her. She ended up in the top 10, even though it was 10 of the top 10. People are watching. Love her or hate her, as long as you're watching her, and that seems to be what it is here. Like I said in my previous video, Howard Stern haters listen longer than the people that actually like Howard Stern. So I guess for Netflix, at the end of the day, people are talking about it, people are watching, and it's certainly been a topical conversation for a lot of the YouTubers and influencers out there in the last 10 days. We seem to all be talking about it, and people are watching. And I've also seen some positive feedback from it. One thing I find very interesting is that she always talked about women being in the kitchen and like her dish soap story that she says over and over. And then she spends all her time and energy doing a show with women in the kitchen. So I thought that was very interesting. So, anyways, that was my thoughts there. Good for her. She's laughing to the bank. I'm sure that they'll probably renew her contract, probably at a lower amount. But as long as she's getting the views and people are talking about her, I can't see why they wouldn't renew her. Your thoughts, let me know what you guys think. Next thing I want to talk about is the comments that she has said. So there's more comments coming out. She's been doing a promotional tour for the show, so she had some more comments for the comments for her critics. So stick with me, and we're going to break those down. Viewers that actually love the show. So listen to this. She says, I think it would be best for everyone to not pay attention to critics and reviews. You know, the world would be a much better place if you judged entertainment for yourselves, whether it's movies or television, doesn't matter. I think in my case with my show, my partners at Netflix, it was truly unacceptable behavior coming from the critics that they have no clue what the series is really all about. This is an educational program that I think every woman deserves and should see. We need to ignore all the reviews on social media. I just want to stop there. She says this is for women, which I do believe the show is for women, but I just find it very funny that she tells that story over and over and over and over again about the dish soap, and that how we just assume that the dish soap was for women in the kitchen. But then in this quote right here, she says that every woman deserves and should see. We need to ignore all the reviews on social media. So it's obviously she's assuming that women are watching the show because the women are in the kitchen, which I don't disagree with. However, to make the point to the otherwise was very interesting that she's kind of turning it back around. But anyways, I digress. They are obviously so one-sided with some kind of ulterior motives going on there, because it's something I won't tolerate. When we were filming our series, I knew it was important that we had to make this for women again. So of course you were going to attract the toxic male demographic that tries to also convince other women out there to fall into the beliefs I have, that in some cases I find it to be repulsive, though, as these reviews that claim that they know what it means to film and create something like our show, which truly took a ton of my time out of my life, which is what I call a job, because that takes time out of your life and it takes you away from your family, and because you got to work to make money. but sorry, I'll go back. Truly took a ton of my time out of my life, and I had to give up so many things to get this series finished. I refuse to accept that we are dealing with these displeased critics that fall into the majority because we have a silent majority out there that is afraid to reveal their opinions and themselves about our show. They are afraid of being ridiculed for trusting me publicly, and what we actually had at Netflix and what we had to deliver. The silent majority, I think, needs to speak their mind to really show everyone how successful we truly are in this amazing product that really aims to change the world, especially for women in the household. So yeah, if you're the silent majority, you should start talking, because I have not seen a lot of the lovers out there. So maybe that's true. Maybe the lovers have got to start talking. On to conclude, I can almost guarantee that this is why you're not seeing as many positive comments and critics out there about what we had to deliver with this show. They are frightened over the loud, toxic community that can be very overwhelming to deal with. And I hope the silent majority comes out soon to really support us publicly and to let everyone know, like, hey, we got this and we own this. We need this kind of support right now. We have to, they just aren't really vocal about it. We can't remain to be frightened over sexism and misogynist, again, that try to bring down professional creatives that work on these amazing programs. Working on With Love Meghan with this experience was the experience of a lifetime, and I'm so proud to announce that we will be moving ahead with a second season. Not necessarily a second season, but a part 2 of the first season that's already filmed. We have some very big surprises coming with that one, and we will create some controversy, but something that's a good thing. For sometimes controversy is a good thing. So some of my thoughts there. Again, one, she's just assuming the women are in the kitchen, which she criticized others of doing, the dish soap company. 2, she's claiming that this show has taken time away from her family. Yeah, so is everybody's job. Mostly when we work, it's taken away from our family. We all have to do that. We all have to work to make money. 2, she thinks that there's a silent majority out there. I don't know too many women that are silent. I find that a lot of the comments are coming from women that are very vocal. So if there is a silent majority of women out there, they should start talking. And I have nothing against those that love the show. I don't think anybody would care if someone turned around and said, oh, I love the show. I don't think people really care. I don't think people are going to think twice about them. Or if one of my friends said, I think it was the best show that I ever saw, I'm not going to. Good for you. I think that's great. I don't think anybody's going to criticize someone else for liking a show. Anyways, your thoughts there. Let me know. So the last thing I want to talk about is Tina Brown. She is a journalist and she was a former biographer of Lady Diana. So she kind of has a personal connection to the whole royal family. I'm sure that's why she seems to be very opinionated when it comes to Meghan Markle. So I just wanted to read some quotes from her. Let me know what you guys think about it. All Meghan had to do was shut up and wait, Brown writes. Go quiet for a couple of years, start a family, keep her eyes trained on the splendid royal real estate that would soon come up for grabs. The moment William ascended to his role as Prince of Wales, there would have been new global gigs, red carpet rollouts raining down on the Sussexes' head. But no, offered the Commonwealth or Netflix, the Sussexes with naive adherence chose Netflix, she added. When Harry and Meghan forgot was that the great thing about being royal is you can be as boring as fuck for as long as you live and still be treated as the most important person in the room. The only reason any of these deals were signed was for lowdown dish on the royals and Meghan, and another fit of glorious yearning, this time for a slip down with TV's ultimate deity, gave that away to Oprah for free, infuriating Netflix, whose multi-million-dollar deal got them sloppy seconds. So that's very telling. Like I said, she said like she's got the ability to get everything wrong. So anyways, I thought that was very interesting. So let me know what you guys would say if she was your friend. What advice would you have for her? I certainly would have my advice if she was my friend. I think that a lot of the comments that I'm getting is that she's just completely delusional. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're oddly captivated by all this is that people just see the amount of delusion and the narcissism. It's like a playbook for psychology of narcissism or something. Like she just ticks all the box, tick, 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 tick. So I just thought that was very interesting. But one of the things, like I said, a lot of people are saying that she's delusional. And I think a lot of people have tried to sit down and give her advice that she won't take it. It just reminds me of like my dad has dementia, and when he was starting to go downhill, he was very delusional. And I remember saying to him, like, no, trust me, I'm telling you the truth, and he would just kind of be on his tangents. It was before we really knew what was wrong with him, but I'd be like, you know, you gotta trust somebody. You gotta trust somebody, even when you think that you're not on the right path or you're going swaying. You gotta trust somebody. Like with my kids, I watch this guy. He does these videos all the time about like, oh, if your mother, talks about your mother and your mother, how much love she has for kids, and she only has your best interest at heart. And this video, I think I sent it to my kids a couple weeks ago. It's like she's the one person in the world that's going to only have your interest at heart. She's only going to want what's best for you, even at the detriment of herself. She's only going to want what's best for you. And I think that someone really needs to come into her life, or hopefully she would have someone in her life that would just, she would trust, that would just kind of go against what her instincts are, because I don't think her instincts aren't proving out to be beneficial to her. I think she needs someone to kind of step in and say, okay, I know that you're kind of trying to go with your instincts, but those aren't working. So trust me, I'm going to lead you down the path. I only have your best interest at heart. Um, Hopefully, she has somebody that has her best interest at heart, someone that she can trust. But, anyways, your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Again, really appreciate the support. Please like, subscribe, share, and I'll talk to you soon.